It was total chaos this afternoon as protesters, determined to send a strong message to the governor, rallied with placards in hand from the Provo Air Center to the Air Turks and Caicos Reservation Center. The group ran towards the governor's official vehicle that was carrying the governor and constitutional and electoral reform advisor Kate Sullivan to the police aircraft that was awaiting and prepared for takeoff. But residents had the vehicle surrounded. They said they will not move until they got answers.
We want to be represented. All we want is our same constitution, and we want an election on the same day as promised. We want our same. That's the only talking we want to talk about right now. We've been talking too long, Chase. We've been talking too long. 2 years we've been talking. 2 years we've been talking.
It was obvious that persons were becoming more aggravated than before while the governor refused to do as they asked. Security tightened, but former premier and leader of the Progressive National Party, Galmo Williams, was there and explained to a deputy official that he will not move but stand for what he believes is right.
No violence! Deputy, these group of people are here today to say to HMG and the governor federal that he do not have our support anymore. Yes. We believe they're trifling on our democracy. Yes, and we had enough. Enough is enough. We're going to stand up for what we believe in.
He's back.
No.
Somebody vehicle and walk. We will at least hear us. We're not getting the car passed. We need to come out the vehicle and walk. This is a non-violent demonstration. Non-violent.
After about 20 minutes of continuous outbursts and demands from protesters for the governor to speak on the issue of a postponed general elections right there and then, Governor Weatherall finally decided to speak.
There would have to be some delay in those elections.
No, we ain't delaying it. We ain't delaying it. We want it as fast.
I hear your view. I hear your view, right? And he said that he will set a timeline for those elections before the end of this year. Okay, by the end of this year, right? Now, I don't think there is no reason at all to assume that it's going to be 2 years more or 3 years more. Anything. No, there is no reason, I've said, to assume that, right? So, what I can say is I can't, sort of preempt obviously what he will say, but as he explained yesterday in his press conference and in his statement, right, that by the end of this year there'll be some clear timelines that will take us there.
It was clear that persons were not satisfied with the governor's response as they became more aggressive than before. Meanwhile, Kate Sullivan was still in the vehicle waiting to be escorted by officials to the aircraft. But the first attempt didn't go very well as she was shoved and rushed by the angry set and forced back into the vehicle. Finally, police officials during the second attempt were able to escort Sullivan to the aircraft, but once again not without an aggressive reaction from the people. Deputy Commissioner of Police Hubert Hughes and Debbie Aaron of Air Turks and Caicos commented on the strong security and police presence that was needed.
I think based on the outcome, I think some people get a bit aggressive in the way they were asking their questions, and I think that was the only sign of aggression, and the barricades that they tried to put up to prevent the governor from getting on the aircraft. That's the only signs of aggression. There was no, exchange of physical force per se.
How many persons were traveling with the governor at the time when this happened?
Well, it was the governor, his personal protection officer, and Kate O'Sullivan.
It's a little surprising, but it's not completely unexpected. I think the people have a right to speak out, and they're very angry.
And what type of measures were put in place to get the governor and Ms. Sullivan safely on board their aircraft?
As you see, there was a lot of police assistance here, but I think they were wise to let the people say what they needed to say.
Will there be any extra measures taken by Skybase to increase security for any future traveling for the governor?
I guess we'll look at it, but at this point I don't think it's necessary.
We also spoke with former Premier Michael Mizik and Deputy Leader of the PDM Clarence Silver on today's protest.
And I'm so proud to see that Turks and Caicos Islanders has finally decided to stand up. And we cannot stop today. This has to be a movement for change, a movement to take our country back once and for all out of the hand of these wicked people.
Well, what in my opinion, what I see happening today, this is a spontaneous reaction to what the British is actually saying to the people, okay? And it is an outpouring of just how incensed and enraged and insulted the people feel by what they had the audacity to come and to say to us.
For WIV4 News, I'm Amanda Miller.